We'll call this meeting of the House Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Representative Fritz, Grills, Hardaway, Harris, Holsey, Hurt, Jones, Marsh, Martin, Reedy, Ritchie, Shaw, Travis, Vital, Wright, Vice Chairman Darby, Chairman Todd. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here, and for those online, appreciate you joining us today. We're going to start out today with our first meeting of the year with introductions of our members, and we'll have everyone we'll go around in order here of how we're seated today, and if you'll just give your name, your district, and your career, and then maybe some connection you have to agriculture or natural resources. We'll start over here with my Vice Chair, Chairman Darby.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tandy Darby, District 76, which includes Weakley, Carroll, and Henry counties. Got a background in ag business at UTM, and I'm in the produce business, my day trade, and got a little cattle, and me and my 5-year-old are raising a few quail. So look forward to working with you on this committee. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Rusty Grills. I represent Dyer Lake and Obion counties in northwest Tennessee. Along the Kentucky line and the Mississippi River. I farm there in New Bern, Tennessee with my 2 brothers. I'm married to Christy for 17 years. We have 2 children, Hadley and Jaxie. We raise corn, soybeans, have a few cows on a 9th generation family farm. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to tell everyone what I do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jay Reedy, House District 74, Houston, Humphreys, Benton, Stewart, and a portion of Henry County. Let's see, a cattle farmer working on a 4th generation farm, cattle, sheep, chickens, dogs, cats, and kids. And of course, the kids are already all out of the house through the public education system. And I have a locksmith business, so many of you already know all of that, the discussions we've had over the years. And always been honored to serve on the Ag Committee. That's where my heart's at. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Johnny Shaw. I represent District 80 back in West Tennessee. District 80 is now comprised of portions of Haywood, Hardeman, and Madison counties, which I share part of Madison with you. Let me just take a moment to say that I've served on Ag. I'm starting my 23rd year here, and I've been on ag except for 1 term ever since I've been here. Certainly, I was raised on the farm. Part of my background is farming. I own a farm now that I rent. I do not raise anything other than weeds. I play farming when I get a chance because I love farming. This district was created, and I think this is important. I thought about it this morning. This district was created back in 1998 or 1989 because there was not enough representation in rural West Tennessee. And at the time, this district was created, and I serve about 70,000 constituents between portions of Haywood, Hardeman, and Madison County. And I'm proud to say that my district now, Blue Oval, is a part of the district that I represent. So I'm excited to be here, and I've only missed 1 term of being on agriculture. And if you want to know anything about ag members, ask the chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Johnny. And if you didn't know, he is a preacher. So Representative Travis, what we're doing is introducing ourselves, the name and your district and your career and any connection you have with agricultural or natural resources in this state.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I guess this is what I get for coming in a little late, huh? I get to go.
This is the least you get, sir.
Ron Travis, District 31. I have been in the legislative office since 2012. Really had a great time. I started in agriculture when I was elected. And then I went into other committees. Now I'm back in agriculture, so I guess it's that big circle we come around. I represent Bledsoe County, Sequatchie County, Van Buren, and Ray County. And it's in East Tennessee, and it's rural, and it's beautiful, and it's peaceful. We have all the waterfalls, the Fall Creek Fall Parks. We have the Squatchy Valley, and just some beautiful country over there. And we do a lot of agriculture over there. Man, I just sold 10 cows myself, so there you go at that point. But it's good to be here. It's good to be with you, Mr. Chairman, and this committee. It's a great committee, and everybody should have a good time here. Thanks.
Torrey Harris, representing House District 91 in Memphis, Shelby County. So this is my second term, and this is my very first time on the Agriculture Committee. I actually am originally from South Arkansas, Hope, Arkansas, and grew up. I guess back then we didn't call it agriculture. My family raised cows and had chickens and all that, and we took care of all that. And now that I'm older, it's agriculture. So it was before, I guess, kids stopped doing it. So I'm excited to be on this committee. My district has really put some emphasis in making sure that I learn as much as I can about agriculture because I'm on this committee because urban farming is really big in my area. So as funding comes down, we're going to be looking at that. So I'm excited to learn and be on this committee with this chairman as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Greg Vital, District 29, Hamilton County. I represent parts of the city of Chattanooga, but go north along I-75 into the rural parts of Hamilton County against Meigs County and Bradley County, where agriculture is still a strong component of our geography, border of the Tennessee River. My day job is president of a senior care industry business. We provide Alzheimer's and assisted living, but I am also a buffalo farmer. We have about 40 bison, which are synonymous with buffalo. We have 9 pregnant mamas this year, so we'll give you an update through the season on their status. Love agriculture. We have horses. I have a son who just completed his apprenticeship as a farrier, so he's moving back to Tennessee from Missouri, and he's 21, so we're glad to have him back on the farm. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Pat Marsh. I'm with District 6-2, which is all of Bedford County, all of Moore County, and the top 2/3 of Lincoln County, which is in southern Middle Tennessee. Lincoln County borders the Alabama border, so we're right down there near Huntsville, Alabama, which is the largest city in Alabama now. I'm in my 14th year. I've got elected in a special election in 2009. I live on a farm, was raised on a farm, and I have about 100 head of cattle. I'm in the trucking business, and I'm married to my wife for 45 years, have 2 sons and 6 grandchildren, and we just found out last week we're going to have number 7 in August, so I'm really proud of that. And I'm proud to be on the committee, Mr. Chairman. I had to give up health to come back to you, so, which I'm really elated.
We are sure glad to have you here, sir. Representative Hurt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Chris Hurt. I represent the 82nd District, which is all of Lauderdale, all of Crockett, part of Gibson, and part of Obion counties in northwest Tennessee. My day job, I'm a real estate broker, and I specialize in ag and recreational properties. Handle residential also, but enjoy handling the ag and residential stuff a lot more. My background is in farming and the ag business. Married to Dawn. Between us, we have 5 children and 1 grandchild. So I'm not quite there yet, but we're hopefully get there eventually. But again, it's an honor to serve, and looking forward to serving with each of you on the Ag Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Brian Ritchie, District 20, which is about 1/3 of the geography in Blount County over Maryville, Alcoa, Greenback, Friendsville, Louisville, over that direction. Day job, real estate agent, and deer urine manufacturer and producer. And we ship that all over North America. The company's not located in Tennessee, but we enjoy doing that. Grew up on the farm, all the critters. We still have horses and cows, and looking forward to serving on this committee with everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Brock Martin. I represent West Tennessee, District 79, which is part of Gibson, Carroll, and Henderson counties, shared district with Darby and Mr. Hurt here. I'm a chiropractor by trade. My wife and I have a 6-year-old son. My claim to agriculture outside of the person I'm replacing, Mr. Curtis Halford, has served as chairman of this great committee for 10 plus years. I'm married to the farmer's daughter, so I listen to what she says about agriculture and take great pride in that, but it's a humble honor to serve in this committee with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Monty Fritz. I represent District 32, which is most of Rome County and a portion of Loudoun County. I'm the grandson of 2 coal miners. Natural resources in our state, God blessed us with them, and we should utilize those. It's an honor to get to be part of this committee. I work in the area of the state that's the cradle of nuclear energy. I spent a career in nuclear manufacturing. I now help my wife in the real estate business. Been a small farmer over the years, not currently now, some forestry stuff that I do now, but looking forward to serving. It's an honor to get to work with y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dave Wright, District 19, which is the east side of Knox County. I've jokingly said in the past I represent all the cows in Knox County and half the horses, because half the horses are well-to-do and they've moved to Farragut. 2 younger brothers and I grew up, Mom and Dad had a dairy farm. We still have the real estate, but a fellow representative said he sold 10 cows. That's more than we've got. So we're social farmers, but we're related to the ground, and it's an honor and pleasure for me to be a member of this committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bud Halsey, District 2, which is Kingsport and Blumpville. I can't grow anything. I can't even grow hair. But I do have 30 acres, and I tried raising 100 head of Katahdin sheep a few years ago. I don't recommend that to anybody. I am looking for 4 bred heifers at a cheap price if some of you have them, but glad to be on the committee.
Good morning. I am the urban ag expert. At times, it has to be that way. But I'm extremely interested in how good nutrition and knowledge of foods and how to be self-sufficient, how that is communicated to our urban children. There's an education aspect to it. There's an economic aspect to it. There's a health aspect to it. And urban ag is extremely important to the well-being of our children, and that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Good morning, committee members. My name is Representative Justin Jones. I represent District 52 here in Nashville, which is on the ancestral and traditional territory of the Cherokee, Choctaw, Shawnee, and Creek people. I'm interested in agriculture because I think anybody who eats should be interested in agriculture. Also a big fan of our state parks and want to preserve and protect those for future generations. I just want to acknowledge, too, that we are a committee of all men, but the people who taught me first about caring for the environment, caring for our land were my grandmothers. They're the ones who taught me to go to the land for food, to care for our ecosystem, to care for the land around us. And so I just want to invoke the names of Harriet and Tessie in this chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, members, for that. Representative Travis, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to Representative Jones. You're too young to have that Ron Travis thing in front of you right there, pal.
Thank you for that, sir, I think. Well, I'm Representative Chris Todd. I represent about 2/3 of Madison County. I share with Representative Shaw. I am an erosion control contractor by trade. My wife, Melissa, of 32 years, is here with me today. I appreciate her being here this week. We have 3 kids that are pretty much grown. We have our youngest at Tennessee Tech in Cookeville, Adam. My daughter, Elena, is at Mississippi State finishing up her 2nd degree. And my oldest son, Nathan, is in Huntsville, Alabama. That was mentioned earlier, is the largest city in Alabama now. and works for a defense contractor. So we are very blessed, and I'm certainly blessed that the Speaker asked me to serve in this role and serve our state in this role, and appreciate your service on this committee. Very much forward to what we're able to accomplish this year. I want to introduce our committee staff. My assistant to my right is Rob Cagle. I'm really glad to have him back this year. He left for a little while to be with the administration and saw the light and came back. Our committee attorney is Lovin Middleton Dunn. She could not be here today, and so we have Sean McMinn to my left that is substituting today in case any of you need legal advice while we're here. Our research analyst is Jeremy Maxwell to my right. And we have our clerks, Rachel Bennett and Will Mansfield. Appreciate y'all being here with us. Wayne Hawkins is our sergeant at arms. Thank you, sir. And our committee intern this year is Alexis Nelson. She's over here. She's doing a great job in our office and really blessed to have her this year. I would like for our department staff to introduce themselves at this time. If y'all can make your way toward the front and come to a microphone, we'll get our Agriculture Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner to introduce, and maybe a liaison. You are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee. I'm Carol Coley McDonald. I'm Assistant Commissioner for Policy and Legislation with the Tennessee Department of Agriculture. And this year I'm excited to have a new member to help me down here, James White, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Thank you, Chairman, committee members. James White, I'm a Senior Policy Advisor at the Department of Agriculture, originally from Knoxville, so excited to be here.
Thank you. Anyone from Environment and Conservation that would like to introduce themselves? You are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Many of you know me. I'm Blair Beatty, Legislative Director with TDEC. Excited to see new faces on this committee, excited to work with y'all. Glad to see that the committee has expanded. Y'all know Horace, who I'm going to let introduce themselves really quickly, but I did want to give just some quick facts on TDEC for those of you that might not be super familiar. We have 3 bureaus: Bureau of Environment, which has 8 different divisions under it, solid waste, remediation, water, several others. And then we have our Bureau of Parks, which of course has 4 divisions: parks, natural areas, archaeology, and geology. Is geology it? We have 57 state parks, and hopefully you will all get a chance to come visit them. We're going to be doing a legislative tour again this year. We're excited for you all to join. And then we have our Bureau of Strategy and Engagement, which has policy and planning, and then our external affairs offices. We have 8 of those across the state. So if you ever have a problem where you can't get in touch with one of us, we can get you in contact with the folks in those offices, and they'll be more than happy to help with your constituent issues or anything else you have going on. We're just excited to be here. Horace.
I'm Horace Tipton. I'm a legislative liaison with TDEC, and I'm just excited to work with you all this year. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yes, ma'am.
Horace is going to have a baby any day now. So I'll pray for him, but also pray for me.
He doesn't show. Wow. Congratulations, Horace. Mr. Bell, we would invite our representative from the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency to come forward. Introduce yourself, because we've never seen you before.
Well, Mr. Chairman, thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Mike Bell, the new Legislative Director for the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency. I think I know most of you on this committee, except Mr. Harris. He and I have not had Representative Harris. He and I have not had too much occasion to talk, but I will get to know you this year and look forward to working with the committee and look forward to working on these issues. And Mr. Chairman, appreciate it. And Tory Grimes, who most of y'all know as well, he is our new general counsel, and you will see a lot of him in here with this committee. He's at the agency working today, but you will see a lot of Mr. Grimes as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you being here. Okay. At this time, I'm going to go over as quickly as I can the policies and rules of the committee, just so everybody knows what they are and we can treat everyone fairly. On legislative bills, notices to calendar that a bill for a standing committee are due by 3:30 p.m., on Wednesday of the prior week. Any bill or resolution may be calendar only once for a committee meeting 3 times, calendar for a committee meeting 3 times. All bills and resolutions which have been calendared for 3 meetings and which have not been reported as passed, failed, or postponed indefinitely shall be set for by the chairman for a hearing on the special calendar to be published with the committee's final calendar. Bills or resolutions reported from the subcommittees shall be placed on the next scheduled full committee calendar unless the sponsor of a bill or resolution requests in writing that the chairman set another hearing date. And I think we may have a mistake on there. That statement I just read about being on the last calendar, I believe that has changed, if I remember correctly, that once a bill fails, then it is gone for the season. So that is one correction that we did not make here on this form. If a bill or resolution fails to pass or is postponed indefinitely, then the same shall not be considered again by the committee again during this General Assembly. So that brings into consistency. Written amendments must be submitted to the full House committee email by 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Must be signed with a properly affixed barcode and drafting number. Untimely filed or oral amendments will not be accepted by the committee. Committee members will receive committee e-packs by email prior to the meeting. Committee members are required to follow the rules of courtesy, decorum, respect to fellow members and citizens. No live streaming per House rules. Members may be limited in question and statement time. Members must only address issues relevant to the committee and to the bill at hand. Members must refrain from using the committee platform for political statements. Presentations shall be scheduled by approval of the chair, and presentation materials must be submitted to the chair 24 hours or more prior to the presentation. Guest speakers before the committee must submit a request in writing 24 hours before the committee meeting to be approved by the chairman. They may be subject to time limits for each person or group, may be limited in numbers depending on time availability, and must submit documents and presentations to the chair's office for approval 24 hours before the meeting. A roll call vote shall be taken at the request of the bill sponsor prior to any vote or at the request of 3 committee members before any vote is taken in the committee. And the request from the members can be before the vote, the actual vote on the bill. Want to also give anybody an opportunity to ask any questions or make any comments related to these rules or policies at this time. Seeing none, we will entertain announcements, and I have one to start out with. The Asian Carp Advisory Council meets tomorrow in Senate Hearing Room 1 at 1 p.m. It's a very important committee that is looking at solutions to a significant problem with our ecosystem, especially in West Tennessee, but it's expanding, unfortunately, and so I would encourage anyone that can attend that to have their briefing and learn more about what's going on with that so that we can all make better policy decisions in the state about how to deal with this invasive species. Do we have any other announcements to be made at this time? Well, I appreciate everyone being here today, and we look forward to having a calendar next week. It's coming out of our subcommittee yesterday, and if there are no other business before the committee and no objections, we will adjourn.